Technical analysis. Unseen revolutions in SF24. Ferrari introduced the SF24, its 70th Formula One car, with its launch today. Although the car is visually similar to last year's car, a lot has been changed under the bodywork, especially with a longer chassis and a shorter transmission to find a better balance in preventing tire wear. Although the side pod area is closer to Red Bull, a small bathtub blown by the bypass channel is also preserved. Let's examine the innovations in Ferrari's new vehicle together. The first true F1 car born under Fred Vasseur's management was the SF24. The Ferrari SF24 is the 70th single-seater in Ferrari's pedigree. The target is clear: to approach Red Bull's performance and fight for the title against Max Verstappen. Introduced in a simple launch, SF24 has a great responsibility. It not only has to be good this season, it also has to be a good basis for 2025, when the development of the cars will be largely completed before 2026. Redesigned and longer monocoque, the SF24 is a completely new F1 car, the result of a project that started from scratch. The technical team, led by Enrico Cardile, changed the layout of the car. The bodywork was completely redesigned, although the position of the cockpit remained unchanged. Designed by Fabio Montecchi, the chassis is approximately 50 mm longer and grows behind the rider's shoulders, while remaining lighter than that of the SF23. The red car must have finally reached the minimum weight limit of 798 kilos. Engine and transmission are further behind. The decision to withdraw the engine and transmission, no longer narrower, was made for three interconnected reasons. While it is true that the weight distribution was determined by regulations, the demands of the Ferrari drivers were for their cars to behave more evenly between full and empty tanks. The airbox maintains its triangular shape. In fact, the latter allowed for a revised and more aerodynamic chassis by increasing the available space. The new configuration also made it easier to pass the more stringent roll bar homologation test. While Ferrari has retained a very small and efficient triangular airbox for rear aerodynamics, this area with more voluminous solutions. Rear suspension still with drawbar. Perhaps the third and most important aspect concerns the rear suspension, which remains the tow bar. The internal kinematics have been moved to the transmission, and now the connecting rod will not operate at a forward angle as on the SF23. The aim is to design useful mechanical setups to open the operating window of Pirelli Tyrrese, limit tire wear, and overcome the main flaw that targeted the red car last year. Haas and Ferrari are the two teams that remain loyal to the tie rod. By shifting the suspension weights downward, a more favorable center of gravity is preferred. To complete the review on the chassis, it should be added that the SF24 does not have a backrod at the front like the Red Bull RB19, but maintains its design identity. However, it is true that all the attachment points of the arms have been changed. The front arm of the upper control arm does not support the body, but is located higher than on the SF23. The trailing arm is definitely more curved. So, we can say that the anti-dive effect will be tried to be used more here. Nose of the car undergoes significant modifications to enhance aerodynamics. It's now shorter and hollowed out, with cleaning done underneath to improve airflow. Unlike Aston Martin AMR24, it features additional support pieces extending into the main planing. Meanwhile, Red Bull RB20 opts for a longer nose according to spy photos. The front wing design focuses on maximizing air passage between slots for better outflow wash. These changes aim to improve the vehicle's balance and aerodynamic performance. 1 kilo saved in hybrid system in PU066-12. The power unit frozen by the FIA received a new name because there were some interesting developments in the frozen parts. For example, 1 kilo was gained by efforts to reduce the minimum weight in hybrid components. The new Ferrari is not surprising at first glance. Instead, it looks like a clean and rational car that aims to correct past mistakes and seek consistency at all tracks throughout the season. The aim is to have an F1 car that does not overdo driver responses and is not difficult to drive.